Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I am Dalton. This is Armson Farms. Dairy farmers here in western New York, Wyoming County. Right on the border of Wyoming, Livingston, and Genesee. We're kind of right at the peak where all three of them meet. Glasses are fogging up a little bit here. So, sitting in a toasty 15 degrees here this morning. Well, it's 10:30. It's kind of later on in the morning, but just got the 9320 started up. Gonna try to take this tractor and spread her home, pull direct out of the pond, spread kind of close to home. Lagoon's filling up. Why is it filling up? Because we had to cut the size of it in half back this summer to start our new lagoon project, which is closing in on being done. But fact of the matter is, we've gotten a couple feet of snow in the last week or so. That's melted. We've gotten a lot of rain in the last week or so. That lagoon is now probably 2/3 to 3/4 full, which means we only got another week or two left of storage. So we got to get some manure moved while the ground's frozen. It's supposed to thaw back out here next week, get back up into the 40s, then cool back off again. It's a roller coaster of weather here. 9320 did start. We're letting it warm up. There's two drain valves on this. There's a rock trap valve, and then there's a valve underneath the pump. They were both open. The one underneath the pump shut. The rock trap valve seems to be frozen open. So I got that hydraulic locked on. We're gonna take this rig home, fuel it up, put some coolant in it, thaw that valve out, get that freed up, and probably after lunch we'll get her started, see what we can't get into. So hit that like and subscribe button. Wish me luck. It's always a challenge when you're spreading when it's thawed out, but we would like to keep spreading on this, but I'll be honest with you, the ground's still very, very soft underneath this snow. The snow did a great job insulating the ground. This field was disced because it was picking stubble, so it's pretty squishy. So I'm not even sure we'll be able to spread up by the home farm, but we're gonna give it a shot. So again, wish me luck. See if we can't break something here. Tyler and Caleb are up here at the barn cleaning heifer barn. I'm gonna stop in there, see if one of them happens to have a hammer on them. And I will tap on that valve and see if maybe it'll just pop open. I doubt I'll be that lucky, but you never know. Sometimes you luck out. My only concern with that valve is if there's a little pool of manure in the back that's trapped behind sand or something, and we go down the hill, down this road, and for some reason some of it splashes out. I'd rather not get manure on the road. It wouldn't be a lot, and the tractor was parked on a pretty good incline, so that shouldn't be an issue, but just to play it safe, we're gonna stop and see if he's got a hammer. Even better, because we're at the grain mill, got a rubber mallet. So we can close part of the way. Hey Caleb, could you hop up in there and work the drain valve? Keep going, baby. Come on now. Excellent. Hell yeah. That worked out pretty good. So we are eastbound and down, headed back home. This road here is a sheet of ice, but the main road's totally fine. So once we get down there, we should be in the clear. People always look at you like you got four heads when you're driving down the road in the tractor. I don't understand. Oh well. Anyways, headed home. All right, it's gonna take a little minute, so I'm gonna run and see if the pump tractor wants to start. We'll let that run right through lunch just to get nice and warm. The Plan is to spread out in this field here. We'll see what conditions are like. This road hopefully will melt quite a bit more in the next hour and a half, because you get on this stuff with this much weight behind you, you're basically, you know, your weight's doubled behind you. So pulling that little knob right there, which it's pretty dry, but there's a couple slick spots, so we'll just have to, I don't know, do our best to not get into a hairy situation, I suppose. But it's funny, it's like I said, we're sitting right in that 15 to 20 range. Now yesterday it was 20, but incredibly windy, so it feels way nicer today than yesterday. It was sitting at 8 degrees this morning, but again, things started easier today than they did yesterday. It's actually a pretty nice winter day, other than the fact that it's, you know, brick titty out here. Down here where I plan to load, I'll probably take a skid steer and I'll go snag a bucket of stones from the construction guys over there, because even just being stopped, trying to get that much weight under motion on this, don't got a lot of high hopes for that. Lagoon looks nice though. We'll go over and take a peek at that a little bit later. I promise we will do that today. Yeah, I'll be honest, I said 2/3 to 3/4. We might even be a little bit over 3/4 down here now. It fills up significantly faster than it used to, which, as it is, it used to fill up pretty quick. So definitely hope we can have a successful afternoon hauling here, which is gonna start by this old girl firing up. It's been a minute since this, I mean, we haven't hauled manure in week and a half, probably, might have been more than 2 weeks now. Whoa. Okay. Give her a shot of ether, but I don't even know. The air filter on this thing's kind of a pain in the butt to get to. Sounds like we need a few more cranking amps too. Maybe I'll go get the battery jumper. We'll try that first. Everything's more fun in the winter. There's no denying that. Put the battery jumper right on the starter. The air filter, it's up underneath this hood somewhere. Get confused, you get a few different kinds of, you got 100s and 20 series and 30 series. Yeah, it's up underneath that. So, well, I'll go get the battery jumper. We'll try that first. Alright, we got the ground on a frame bolt, hot right to the starter. Let's see what happens here. Not much happening. Oh, that's a good charger too. Keep hoping something's magically gonna happen. Go check the connections maybe. Usually this charger will wind them right up. Looks like we could probably use a new handle. Try it again. I don't think I got jumper cables long enough to get down here with my pickup. And they certainly don't dare drive my pickup down any closer. Nope. All right, well. Figure something else out here. Give her a little sniff of the good stuff. Actually, We might get a new can of that. She's about empty. Yeah, I'll give her a sniff of Liquid Life here. And where's my case of... Now, I know I had a new case of that stuff here somewhere. Well, maybe we're gonna just run with that can. Where did my case of ether go? I got silicone spray back there. That's brake clean. Now, gosh darn it. This shop is a disaster right now. Filters. Well, that's super convenient. Oh, there's a couple more empty cans. That one's real empty. That one actually get thrown out. Got some old Dollar General. That can's empty. All three of these cans are going in the garbage. And we'll take that can that we had and go see if she'll be enough. Grabbed a can of silicone spray too. I did have a few new cans of that. That's actually what I prefer to use. You won't ever lock up your motor with, like you do with ether. If you use too much ether, it locks it up. Where silicone spray, you could just blast it. But it's not quite as potent. It'll go. It's just, with that low of cranking amps, really need a good shot of spiciness there to try to get her woke up, hopefully. If not, I'm gonna have to find a set of jumper cables and maybe I'll hook two together, or maybe I'll just drive the truck down in there and I've towed my pickup back out. I don't know. Play it by day. All right, we got the air filters pulled out here. All right, Tyler. Take a sniff, girl. Come on. Try it again. No. Okay. Well, one more time. All right, well, there's no guarantee she's gonna back out of here, but see if she's got more amps now. How about it? All right, we're back from lunch here. Kick the PTO on. See if Manure finds its way up there. Hard to see. I'm assuming it's up there. Okay. I'm going to try to lift this thing up so it's not right on the floor in there. Woo! Now, last time I tried using this, my agitator gun froze. Probably still frozen again, but I did try to, that's why it was down so low. I did put it, hey, we are in business. It's amazing just keeping that thing underneath the level of the Manure. It's just warm enough to thaw it out. So, good deal. That means we should be able to operate with our remote here today. So, the only thing I am concerned about is the float in here may be frozen down. In the wintertime, that happens a lot. And if I'm being honest, kind of being a little bit lazy. I forgot my gloves at the shop, and I don't feel like climbing up there because it is cold. So that's a total sissy move on my part, but we'll just keep track of it, and hopefully, hopefully we don't make too big of a mess, but we probably will. Yikes. Definitely glad I chose to go this way. It's icy even just pulling up here onto the road. One thing with this Noon, it is a wide unit. We didn't order the narrow electric steer just because this is very rare that we are going on the road. And if we are, we're usually going like right here. So not overly concerned about the width, but it is wide. Whew. Well, let's go see what the conditions are like out here. All right, well, we're getting right after it here. The snow's a little deep. It's probably 6 inches, but it's definitely not frozen underneath, which does have me concerned. Right now, we're not really leaving tracks, but stay tuned, because I don't love this. She's not digging too bad. There's been years when it's so muddy your tires are almost plowing back there, going to Plow Town, but hopefully that is not the case here. I think we're good. I think that little dip we just went through would have been the wettest spot. If there was one that was going to prevent us from being able to do what we got to do, that would have been the one. So, and the float did pop up about 6 inches. It's supposed to go up to about a foot. We did overflow a little bit, as predicted. What are you gonna do? Can't have nice things. Can't take me anywhere. But hopefully just the warmth of the manure will start to thaw that float out a little bit. All right, we are on load number 5. Just cruising along. There has been some soft spots right over there, up here, but you can see we're not like leaving ruts by any means, but it's cutting in just a little bit. Most of that is snow that's getting moved out of the way, not mud, but you know, it's there. It's definitely not frozen underneath. Let's see up here. Yeah. Said most of that is in fact snow, but like right here. Kind of dirty. I don't know why my camera won't zoom out. There we go. We're not digging, but right here, you can kind of hear the tractor bog down when we hit these squishy spots. But the fact that this 9320 with very minimal weight on it is pulling it around means we're not leaving terribly big ruts. Up here was the wettest spot. We're about to enter the wet zone. There we might have for sure cut into the mud a little bit, but unfortunately this is part of it when you lose storage and have minimal storage to begin with. Is when you gotta go, which is why we're building the new lagoon, and we won't have this issue in the future. Not to say we will never spread if conditions aren't perfect, but like I said, this really isn't that bad. Cutting it into one spot, not the end of the world. 5 9,000 gallon loads puts us at 45,000 already, so a few more hours of this and should have the lagoon down at least a foot or so. And who knows, maybe next week after the thaw, maybe it'll freeze back up. You never know. We do have some sod ground that we saved. I spread on the one field once. We can hit that again, or there's another farm kind of through the swamp over there. I think there's 50 acres over there that we're planning on plowing up. The sod ground's always much firmer than the open corn ground. So if we got real desperate, we'd probably go hit one of those, but I would rather not until all of the corn ground is done if we can help it. So, alright, so the lagoon, or the spreader's empty. Kill the PTO. I open up the drains on the bottom. You can kind of see the manure drains out underneath there. Well, you can see up here, it leaves lines. So there's a 6-inch rock trap underneath, and then the pump's drain is 4-inch. So they're both on the same hydraulic remote. So at the end of every load, I open those up just to clear any sand, or if there is stones, which we don't usually get much stones, but clear any sand and that sludge out of the bottom of the tanker out. And once I'm empty, we will feed her the gears, because field's smooth and we got manure to move. So we're not piddling around here. I gotta get right after it. See, the lagoon's right over there, so we're not going that far. Fluffy snow. We're gonna try to hang to the left here. You can see that was a spot where we kind of sunk in on the last load coming back. So yeah, it's firmer right here. I guess we'll take that path out from now on. Well guys, it's a little after 4 o'clock and we got 2 of the 3 chiefs in here riding with us. We riding? You spreading poop? How about thumbs up? Thumbs ups? No, not thumbs down, you goofball. So we're out here enjoying the last hour or so here. It's pretty rare the kids get to ride with me here, especially in the winter time.
Hey, let me see.
Oh.
Yeah, we're gonna make school right there.
Oh, we are?
Yep.
So
if I sleep at Grandma and Grandpa's, it would be great for having some.
oh, sleeping at Grandma and Grandpa's tonight. It's going to be great for so much fun. So yeah, we're out here finishing up the day. It got a little muddy over there, a little squishier than I would prefer, so we decided to come right close to the lagoon. Seems firmer over here, at least firm enough to get another 5-6 loads out to finish out the day. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna hammer this out and see if we can't show you guys the update on the lagoon and where we're at with it. Alrighty, look at this mess. We're gonna go ahead and call it a night. I think we ended up getting something like 18 loads out. So put a pretty good dent in her, dropped her about probably foot and a half. It is getting softer by the minute though. The temperatures are rising rapidly. It's supposed to be pretty cold tomorrow, but then Sunday from there on out we're getting right back into the 40s. Maybe a couple days in the 50s next week. So, and then it's going to cool back down. So this whole roller coaster that's been going on is going to go ahead and continue. But either way, good to get that manure out. 18 times 9,000, you know, you guys do the math. But decent amount for one afternoon. As you can see, my float popped up. It's been doing pretty good. Most of the day it's been working fine, but the one load, it got kind of I overfilled it just a tad, and I think it pushed my float up into some frozen crusty manure and made that stick up. So that's no good. It's no good. But either way, we're gonna go get this thing parked in a spot where we can pop the drains, and I will show you guys that lagoon before all sunlight leaves. Whew. We'll let this thing cool off. We'll shut it off in a second. Thing is a frosty mess. Drains are open. Video evidence. Drains are open. All right, let's go show you guys where we're at. So those of you guys new to the channel, this is our soon-to-be 4.5 million gallon circular concrete manure lagoon, replacing what once was a 1.5 million gallon and is now closer to 1. So this lagoon used to go out there, and obviously to build this we had to wall this off. So this is half of the capacity it used to be. So we're gonna run the pipes that currently dump right there. We're gonna angle them into here. Manure is gonna flow through this heifer pit, and this is gonna be used as a settling pit to catch some sand. We're gonna use our excavator, scoop out of here and either stack it or spread it right away in our slinger or box spreader. This is something they just poured. So it's gonna flow through this and then flow through here. That wall's notched. So the manure's gonna flow through and into there. This is gonna be used to scoop out. The engineers claim this is gonna catch the majority of the sand, which I think we're gonna catch a lot in there too. But yeah, manure will flow through. We'll be able to drive down in this with a skid steer or, you know, our old payloader. This is a ramp. We'll go down in, scoop it up. Looks like it's about probably 6 foot deep, maybe deeper, down at the end down there. I'm gonna put it at probably 6 foot deep. So this will be something we'll have to do a couple times a week. Currently they've got it all tarped off. They poured it a few days ago, but the weather has not exactly cooperated. So we'll show you more of this when tarps get lifted. They started putting up the chain link fence here. By law, there has to be at least a 6 foot fence around any new manure lagoons. Maybe it's 4 foot, might be 4 foot. So you can kind of see they put it all the way around to about there. So that backside is going to be below the backside is going to be below above the ground. The concrete wall will be more than 4 feet above the ground. So we don't need a fence as long as the concrete is up off of the ground. But as you can see, we got it all the way around here. This is going to be a big apron here, which they have started forming up. So this is actually a real nice sized apron, which when we dig sand out of over there through the summer months when we can't spread it, this is supposed to all slope back into the lagoon. So we could use this as kind of a stacking area. At least that was my thought. Not sure if it's going to work or not, but we could try that, using this as like a stacking area and let the sand kind of bleed off. As you can see, we've got a ramp down into it. So that way what sand does get in there, which, make no mistake about it, even with all that settling stuff and the digging out a few times a week, this is still going to have plenty of sand in it. So with the ramp, either we could drive the boat right down in. We don't own a boat, but if we were to rent a boat, that would be their way in. And if we weren't to boat it, if we were to just suck the liquid out, and then we could drive the loader and spreaders right down in to dig the sand out. So that ramp is poured. As you can see, the concrete's poured there. So all we're waiting on now is pouring this apron, finishing up that, which I think is just a matter of notching the wall at the end of the heifer pit, is notching that wall so the manure will flow through. And then we've got the plumbing, which that shouldn't be, you know, I don't know. I'm pretty naive when it comes to that stuff, but a couple days max, I would think it would take to plumb. And then we got a pretty serious amount of backfill we've got to do, because this is the OSHA approved slope away from the hole, and that's a 16-foot deep wall. So that's going to be a lot of fill. There's a pile over there by the barn. There's a big pile of fill down there. Once it's all backfilled, rolled, drained, we can start finishing up the driveway. The driveway is currently done all the way to about that bulldozer. So it's going to come in off of the road over there, down around, come up here. This lagoon will be filled in. So that's going to all just be a big gravel pad for now. Potentially someday a bunk or separator building or whatever we need. But for now, like I say, driveway is going to loop up around and head right back out where we exit now, either there or there. But this is where we're at, guys. I am so excited about this. This is supposed to be 6 months storage for the whole farm, and that's before our new lagoon that's up behind the new barn. That's 1.1 million. So we should have more like 7.5 to 8 months worth of storage at our size now, versus what we used to have, which if this was totally bone dry, cleaned out, no sand, nothing, max 2 months. And fun fact, those of you guys who bed sand know there's never not any sand in the lagoon. There's always sand in there. So big update or upgrade. Also, obviously, we're not going to need to use renting a long arm excavator, which is how we dig out the sand out of there now. So anytime I get the liquid down, if I wanted to, we could fire up the spreaders, drive right down in there and get it cleaned out quick. It also will be much quicker emptying it out because you're loading with a payloader versus a little tiny long arm bucket that's about the size of a skid steer bucket. So that's where we're at, guys. We are closing in finally. This project has just seemed like it's taken forever. Well, I mean, one of my first videos that actually got decent views was when we were cleaning the sand out of this lagoon so we could build this dike. I think that was late July, because we were still doing wheat at the time. So yeah, I mean, we're 6 months into this project here. Well, we're more than 6 months into this project now, because they started it before we did that. So hopefully this all comes together. Hopefully this works and actually, you know, reclaim some of that sand. We probably won't reuse it. We'll probably just spread it, but we have talked about maybe making a pad somewhere where we could stack some and try to clean it, even if it's just for the dry cows. And maybe this heifer barn, currently we don't bed the heifer barn. There's just plain mattresses. But we haven't bedded them with sand simply because we didn't want to have to dig sand out of here for heifers. But if we're going to be doing it anyways, I said, well, maybe we'll try to reclaim some of this sand and we'll bed the heifer barn with that. I don't know. Just a thought that we threw around. I'm hoping that works. We're hoping it all works. But if for some reason it does not work, we are going to have a T in the line that comes over here with a separate knife valve on it. And we're going to have the pipe. We're going to plumb in a pipe from there over. There should be a set of holes here. Right there. So if that whole thing doesn't work and it's a bigger pain than what it's worth and yada yada yada, we're just gonna open up the valve and send it straight in, raw sand manure. Didn't want to, but it's what we'll do if we have to. So yeehaw, it is cold out. Clear skies. That's a clear, cold winter sky if I've ever seen one. Anyways, guys, I will see you guys in the next one. Next one will be Sunday. It's just my regular Sunday routine. So if you've already seen my Sunday videos and don't feel like seeing me feed cows and breed cows and, you know, do the regular Sunday routine, you can skip over that. But I'm off tomorrow on Sunday, so it'll be a Sunday video of feeding, breeding, fresh cow stuff along that lines. So thank you guys very much for watching. Appreciate the views as always. Tell everyone about the Goofy Dairy Farmer on YouTube, and we will see you guys in the next one. Have a good night, guys.